Well, we're here at the John Wayne Centennial Celebration, and right now my guest is Sam Powell. Sam, welcome.
Thank you, Wayne.
We're glad to have you here. Why don't you just give us a little insight into, you're doing a clinic here at 4 o'clock on Saturday, but you travel around doing a lot of clinics now. Give us a little insight on what you're doing.
Well, we travel around and we do a lot of horsemanship clinics, teach people how to get along with their horses a little better. One lady called me a Dr. Phil. We're trying to make better relationships with horses and riders and let people know that they don't have to be a full-born cowboy to get along with their horses, and they can have them and relax if they know how to handle them. And we just travel around. Purina helps me get around a lot, to do a lot of clinics. PFI, Western Store, Harriet Boots, some of them are really good to help us get around and do the clinics for people and do the symposiums.
I know you've been traveling a lot, and you reside in Tennessee now, and but you still travel all over. And give me your take real quick. We're here at the Centennial Celebration for John Wayne. What do you think when you think the Duke at 100?
It's hard to imagine him at being 100. But I've told my grandson, who happens to be 21 years old, he started going by the name of Rooster after he watched Rooster Cogburn when he was 5, and we still call him Rooster. He's a John Wayne fanatic. And I told him, I said, if you can beef somebody that you want to really follow, you picked a good one. And I'll never take it away from him. I think John Wayne would have made a great horseman because of the fact that he commanded so much and deserved so much respect. And I think a good horseman has to have that with his horse.
Honesty and respect and consistency.
Exactly.
And he had all of that.
Yes, he did. And his presence just did it. I was fortunate enough to meet John Wayne in the 60s. Ben Johnson invited me to have breakfast with him and John Wayne in Oklahoma. I got to have breakfast at a Holiday Inn there in Barnesville, Oklahoma with him. And I was couldn't hardly eat, couldn't talk, slobbered all over everything.
Just sitting there in awe, right?
Yeah, I was, a total awe. And when he stood up and shook my hand, I thought he was the biggest human I'd ever seen. His presence just made him so much bigger.
You know, not only was he physically large because he was 6'4" and good size, but I think there are these auras around people that command a presence anyway, and he had that to go with it. You know, so you would be right. When he stood up, he had to be like 8 foot tall.
He did, and the aura, I think, is what makes you successful with the horses. What kind of aura you put out around them, whether it's going to be something that intimidates them or commands respect from them. And I think he had all that, and I was very proud to have met him at that time. I was also really awed with him. They asked him if they wanted him to shut the restaurant down while he ate breakfast. And he said no. He said, there's people hungry here. And people were coming by, and every time somebody come by, he'd give them their autograph. And he never refused an autograph. And he said, you know, movie critics don't buy tickets. These people do. True. And I've watched, living in the country music deal down around Nashville, I see a lot of the country music people that won't give autographs. And I think it's so much wrong that they do that.
Oh, I think so too. And I've watched just here at the celebration, like when we were finishing the parade a while ago. The parade stopped I was doing the emceeing from the porch of the birth house. And the family all got off and they came up and they were all gathering around the birth house because that's where they were going to do some autographs after that. All the family members, nobody was refusing. They all just leaned right over the porch rail and started signing. So that has been, you know, passed down, I'm sure, from John Wayne to the rest of the family.
And I just sat over and had lunch with Dean Smith and Barry Corbin a little while ago, and we were visiting about old-timey ways and stuff, and people coming by and they were just autographing everything from programs to napkins over there. And I think it's really great when the people recognize the people that put them where they are.
I do agree. Sam, I want to thank you for taking a moment to talk to us.
Well, it's been my pleasure, Wayne. I'm really proud to be here. I thank you all for having me.
Have a great time right